Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter when you may catch this replay. I appreciate you guys coming in, being a part of the conversation. By all means, if you have any questions while listening to this, or questions that you have had already and you feel as though it has not gotten answered, go ahead and put that into the comment section if you're watching the replay, or put it in the chat if you're here live. Because listen, this is all about the Logie. This is the 2 p.m. Logie call. We appreciate you. I missed out on our earlier call, had some things to get done and taken care of as I'm preparing for a birthday next week. Super excited about that, but also preparing to end the first quarter, right? We're in March. Now is the time for us to be looking at if we're doing pretty well this quarter or not, and what things we may need to change up for the second quarter. So, with that being said, I wanted to be really, 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 really uh, deliberate about what we were talking about for today for this 2 o'clock call, and that is how to maximize the opportunity with Logie. I know that there are multiple videos out of how to get started. There's multiple videos on, some of the updates as updates come out, but we do have a lot of people that are coming in that don't, they're trying to figure out where to get started. They're trying to figure out how to maximize this experience, right? This opportunity. And then we also have those that have been in and connected to Logie for some time, but you really have not taken full advantage of the opportunity because you're like, where do I start? What do I do? So, this particular training is simply going back to the foundational work, going back to basics and saying, how do I maximize this opportunity with Logie? Listen, if you don't know what Logie is, let's talk about it. Logie is an opportunity for us to be able to connect with brands without having to do all the hard lifting, right? Logie does the hard lifting for us. They do the conversations, they do um, they send out the samples if there's samples available, or sometimes there are discounts that are available that are right on the site where we can go ahead and get a discount on certain things. So they do all of the hard work. We do all of the influencer piece. So we do the uploads, we do put posting on social media, we do all of these things. But when you're coming in and deciding that you're going to maximize this opportunity, what does that look like? It looks like your investments versus your returns. Simple, right? Very simple. That's down to the bare bones bottom of what it looks like. Your investment versus your returns. And there's such an amazing opportunity with Logie for you to have a huge return depending on how much of an investment you're willing to put in. So, when we think about maximizing the experience with Logie, first and foremost, you need to make sure that you are checking out the website. We always talk about being the influencer as a business or a brand. That means that I have to have some home office stuff, right? I have to have some office time where I'm checking emails, where I'm checking out the websites of whatever organization I'm connected to. Well, that means going to Logie at least once a week and checking out what's there. There are so many different spaces in there, and we can't go through and literally break down each and every one of them. But when we're talking about maximizing the opportunity, there are a few key ones that stand out. First and foremost is your dashboard. Your dashboard tells you your numbers because that's going to be the most important thing. And that dashboard gives you insight and information that you can use with Logie and outside of Logie as well. So your dashboard tells you what your top categories are. Your dashboard tells you what your top products are. Your dashboard also tells you, you kind of see those ebbs and flows. You can see things for the last week. You can go ahead and change the filters to be able to see what you've been doing for the last 90 days, the last quarter, what you did for last year. So your dashboard is going to be one of your important places to go to when we're maximizing this opportunity, because knowing your numbers allows you to be able to fight for what you want, know what you can handle, and know what's already doing well for you. Right? So we got that one. Everybody should know what that looks like and how to navigate it. You're simply going to click on dashboard and scroll. And by doing so, you'll be able to see all of your numbers that are most important for you as an influencer. Now, again, There is going to be sometimes where the data may be a day or two behind. Why? Because the data is being pulled from Amazon and being placed onto the Logie website. So we know things happen. There's glitches. We know there's always glitches, guys. But guess what? Logie is such an amazing experience and opportunity that they understand not only is there glitches, but that you want some clear cut answers to those glitches. So again, here's another thing for you to pay attention to. There is a section on the Logie site for you to be able to say, hey, this isn't working. And so if you come across something that doesn't look right, you come across something and it feels like it, okay, this is not, something's missing, or I feel like it's moving a little slow, you can always reach out to the team through the website and you'll hear back from them in a great a timing. Like it's not like you'll hear back from them next week. No, you typically hear back from them within about 24 hours, depending on what day of the week it is that you message them, which again is really important when you determine what day is going to be your day that you do your office work as the business and brand, as the influencer. So message them. They will typically message you back either on the site or both on the site and via email. We talked about last week in our influencer call about making sure we're checking those emails, right? Because if we're not checking those emails, you may miss some things. Very, very important. So I see you guys in the comments as well. Listen, haven't crunched the numbers yet, waiting a couple more weeks, but I believe my Q1 is slightly better this year compared to last year. Again, knowing our numbers, very important. Um, um, and I did see your question as well, Sandy. We'll come back around to that one too, if nobody has answered it in the comments. I just used it a couple weekends ago and they were amazing and helped quickly. Again, that's speaking about the customer service, which we absolutely love, the customer service that are attached to the Logie brand. So we talked about that dashboard. We talked about if there's any problems when we're looking at that dashboard, we can go ahead, immediately send a message and let them know, hey, something's not right. Something's not working. Then we also know another piece that's really, really important is the product opportunities, right? So many people kind of look at that and get really overwhelmed because there are a bunch of products on there and we don't know which way to start, right? We don't know which way to go. Here's the thing. When you looked at that dashboard and you checked out what were your top, remember, I always tell you guys, what are your top 3 to 5 categories and your top 3 to 5 products that have been selling for you. So as we're ending this first quarter, that should be something you're really paying attention to. For the last 90 days, what were your top 3 to 5 products? What were your top 3 to 5 categories? Here's why this is important. You know that there are some things that are seasonal, but that means that whatever was your top 3 to 5 categories for this first quarter may be the same top 3 to 5 categories for every first quarter. So you know how to maximize your time. You know how to maximize the investment of any money that you're putting into your business and brand as an influencer. So what's my top 3 to 5? And that allows you to be able to go in and look at the products, specifically paying attention to what's going to work best for you. So now I'm not getting overwhelmed by there being a ton of products because I'm going in and I'm putting in that one category and seeing what comes up. I'm using the filters to see what what has a higher conversion rate, or not a higher conversion rate, a higher commission rate. I'm looking at the filters to see how some of these are positioned. I'm also going and doing my own research. I'm going on Amazon and looking at these products and seeing what are the reviews about this product. Is this something that sells really well? Is it something that may be kind of over congested? Is it something that I have a similar product and I may be able to even do a comparison video? Again, understanding your numbers is going to be that groundwork, that foundational piece for you to be able to go and maximize this experience.
And
Because
Altovise, this is that, by the way, just a little bit of a thing, just for you. This is thanks to you talking about it in the, in one of the last webinars we did, add that functionality to the dashboard itself, right? So now when people go to the dashboard, they see not just their top 5 categories. Because of you, we squeeze it out to your top 10 categories, right? And you can literally see what categories are performing the best for you. And you click on an icon that immediately takes you to the opportunities in that category. So that's like literally what you're saying. We just built it into the dashboard, which makes it so much easier. So like, I think this is amazing that one of the first thing a creator can do is just, if they're not sure about what product opportunities they should promote, go to your dashboard, see the top 10, click on the top one, your biggest one, and see the opportunities and say, okay, these are the ones I want to promote because they're a great product, because they have good rating, because they're paying very nice commissions. And really soon we're going to implement another AI tool that is going to analyze your sales from a specific category and recommend the specific products in the opportunities tab that are perfect for you. Like, what are like the top 10 products in like 100 or 1,000 products list? What are the top 10 that I should be promoting? Because based on my own unique data, I might be really leveraging this. So this is one of the things that we're really working on right now.
I love it. And again, it's knowing your numbers and seeing what's there. So we talked about the dashboard. We talked about looking at the opportunities, the products that are available. And again, knowing what products you already have content for. It's so important, which takes us to our third part that's really important. And that is, are you utilizing the opportunity to upload your content from your other social media links, other social media sites? So if you post something about a product on TikTok, on IG, on Facebook, you can add those links to Logie as well. This allows brands to know that you're not just promoting on Amazon, but you are actually promoting on other sites as well. Again, this is why this is an important thing for you to do on that day or that time that you have slotted each day, where you're working on the business side of being the influencer. It can be overwhelming if you just look at it and you're like, well, I can't put all of those links and I can't. But again, what was the first thing that we looked at? It was the dashboard. What was your top 10 categories or your top 10 products? Go, if you have links to those products on other social media sites, deal with what is working, what's already popular. Deal with those 10, deal with those 5. Go ahead, get those links and upload those links. We don't have to do it. I'm telling you from someone who has over 2,000 videos and pictures uploaded to Amazon as shoppable content. Listen, I'm not going to put all links for everything that I've posted across social media. But if I see that there's 10 categories that are doing really well, and what from those categories are doing well, then I will go ahead and upload those links, because that allows the brand to be able to say, oh, I see that these influencers are doing more than just posting on Amazon. Let me take a step back. One of the things that's really important when it comes to us working with Logie and this being an opportunity is that this is a joint experience. So whereas you're going to other platforms, it's you're coming in as the influencer and that's it. With Logie, the experience is a lot different. We're coming in as more than just the influencer. We're coming in as a part of the team. So you guys got to hear in real time Ehud saying, oh, and what you said in a meeting from a few weeks ago, we implemented it on the site because we see how valuable it can be. You are a part of the team. So when you post things in the group, when you ask questions, when you see something's broken and you send a message, that's you being a part of the team at a level where your insight matters. There are no other platforms where we have such a pull. There aren't. There are no other platforms where our voice has that much impact as it does with Logie. And that's very important because, again, you realize that it's not just a platform where I'm just showing up, but I'm actually a part of making this a reality. I'm actually invested in what's going on this platform, and they're invested in us as well. So when I say they're invested in us as well, it comes to the fourth place that we're going to look, right? So we did the dashboard, we did how you can send a message, we did the products, right? The fourth place is some people may not have paid attention to it as much, but as an influencer, we have to understand, like, again, the whole setup. That fourth place is that storefront. That fourth place is that storefront on Logie, because this is why it's important. The way that you set up your storefront on Amazon, it transfers over to Logie. But there's one key important thing on Logie that's not on your storefront on Amazon. And that is any products that you have been matched with, there is a separate list there. Here's why that's important. So if the technology in Logie is saying, hey, we think these products would be a good, product for you to promote, then that means you need to pay attention because the content that you're uploading led to that. So again, it gives us insight as the influencer. Because if these are the products that they're saying are a good option, why are they saying it's a good option? Some of them it's because, and some of them you probably are like, I don't think that's a good option. But if you look through the content that you have already uploaded, you'll see why it was suggested. You'll see why it was suggested. If you look at the products that you have in your idea list, you'll see why it was suggested. And some of you are like, yeah. So here's how you can check it out. That particular product that may be in that grouping, that list, go back to your Amazon storefront and whatever category that's in, put that category into your storefront and see what comes up into the search. Put we talk about the keywords, right? Put a keyword that's attached to that particular product into the search bar on your storefront and see what comes up. Yeah, you'll see what kind of content you already put. And the keywords are important. If you're using hashtags, that's important. If you're doing stuff for special sale days, and that's important. If you're doing stuff for back to school and you're using, all of that is important. But this is a key area for us that can be missed. If you're somebody that's saying, I haven't had any Logie products sent out to me. Okay. So then now's the time for you to go back to your storefront and say, okay, but if I do, what kind of products would they send? Again, this also allows you to go back and say, what kind of products will I invest in if their products aren't being sent to me? Because not all products have samples being sent. Let's just be honest. They're not sending you every single product, but it gives you better insight as the influencer. It's easy to say, oh, well, it's just so many products over there. It's too much. I don't have the time to go through it. No, nobody has the time to go through each and every product. But when you know your numbers, you're not going through each and every product. You're not going through each and every product. You're going through the products that are relevant to the categories and the products that you're already promoting. Right? So going to that storefront that's on Logie is important because you get to see, okay, this is what people see if they come to this particular link. And don't forget that that link is also one that should be in your affiliate links on Amazon. So that way, it's already being, they know that people may come from that link to go and purchase something, and we don't get any flags, right? So make sure that that is in your affiliate links, as the links that you'll be sending traffic from. Also, if you have if you're doing a landing page, make sure that that link is on there too. But if you're doing a landing page, you can do that link on the landing page as well, sending people directly to Logie, saying, hey, I'm a Logie influencer. This is also something that works for you, because as an influencer, if a brand comes to your storefront or comes to your landing page, they get to see, oh, you're working with Logie and you're working with Amazon. Oh, you're working with this brand. Oh, and you're working with this. They get to see all of the things that you are doing. And again, we know that brands reach out through social media, they reach out through email, they reach out through many different experiences, but it also gives you another leg up, right? So that last one is one where people are like, they don't really pay attention to the storefront because they're just like, it's another storefront. If people go, people go. But no, it really does help you in the long run if you know how to use it and what you're looking for. Okay, so let's go back. And again, if you have any questions, by all means, you can put those down in the chat. I will answer them as much as I can. We also have Ehud here. You know, he's the genius behind all of this, so he can definitely go ahead and answer any questions that you may have as well. I did see the question from Sandy, so I will go to that as well. Anybody have any insight on what may happen to prices on Amazon, as well as shipping fees, especially across the border in light of the tariffs? So we've been looking at many different aspects of that, right? One is we may see a fluctuation in the prices, but also they already send stuff over in bulk. So we may not see a change just yet because they already have stuff in warehouses. Like it's going to be, you're going to have a couple things to look out for. So we're going to look at what that's going to do for those that are working with Amazon and putting stuff in warehouses. Will they have some type of different fee when it comes to them because they're putting stuff in the Amazon warehouses as opposed to them just shipping it directly to us versus brands that are shipping it directly to us? Now, if you look on the Amazon site, when you see where the product is coming from, they alert you to letting you know if the product is coming from Amazon, if it's being shipped by Amazon, or if it's being shipped by the brand or the vendor. So pay close attention to that when you're making your content and you're accepting these opportunities as well, because it will vary. It will definitely vary. Now, there will be some that, again, because they are connected to Amazon, we may not see a huge change because we don't know what that's going to look like for them on the brand side. We don't know that end of the spectrum. But that's definitely something to pay very close attention to as we are moving forward. And also, I know a few weeks back in our influencer call, I talked about making sure that you're looking at what the tariffs will actually cover, what's coming in from these different areas that will receive these tariffs, and what, are they even categories that would actually affect you or affect the people that you are marketing to? There are some things that it will directly affect, who it is you're marketing to because of the content that you're providing, because of the categories that you are focusing on. But there are some people where it won't affect them at all, or it'll be a minimal effect on what it is that they're already putting up. I hope I answered that for you. And then Andrew had a question for Ehud. Okay, great. So now we've been talking about, You're welcome. Appreciate you. We've been talking about utilizing the site and basically making sure that we are maximizing this experience and this opportunity on the Logie platform. The thing that often comes to mind is I want to make sure that we don't get distracted. We don't get frustrated. Um, we can't control everything. I know we wish we could. I know we are the most amazing human beings ever. At least over here we are. But we cannot control everything. And so there are changes that happen with Amazon that affect Logie. There are changes that happen nationally, globally, that may affect Logie. And so we can't always pinpoint how it's going to affect us along the way. But one thing that I will say about the Logie brands is that Ehud and his team communicate very well. They communicate very well. If something is changing where it's a snowball effect, is something being changed at the top and it's snowballing down, they will let us know, hey, something came up. We're trying to figure out how to manage it, or we're trying to change some things in order to be able so it doesn't affect what you're doing, or it may affect you for a little bit, but we'll be able to let you know when we've gotten it all wrapped up. Every part of the process, they've been very transparent with. And again, that with us being a part of the team, with us being a part of the process, it makes a huge difference as opposed to another platform where it's anything goes. It's kind of whatever. We don't have that same experience here. Um, so we got to be careful because you'll have some people that you may see a post from somebody and they're not really utilizing the platform to the level that they can, but they came up against something, they had something happen and it frustrated them. And so they're venting their frustration, but they don't realize the access that we've been given, right? They don't realize that again, this is all this is still fairly new. This is still the new. It's not something that this Logie hasn't been around for 50 years. We're hoping that Logie will be around for more than 50 years, but they haven't been around 50 years yet. I don't even think Ehud is 50 years old. I don't think he's reached that milestone yet. But
I'm not sharing the truth. This is no, I'm just kidding. I'm still 24 and that's it. And I'll let everybody know when I'm reaching 30 and when I'll reach 40.
Exactly. So we haven't hit that mark yet. So understand that things change. This is still fairly new. You would not go to a toddler and expect a toddler to be able to do trigonometry. It doesn't work that way. Exactly. It doesn't work that way. And Andrew just said it in the comments. We may not be beta testers anymore, but there's still an aspect of beta testing being done. And so we have to understand, yes, it's going to take time. It will. There's I have to say there's a level of respect that we have to have for any company that's willing to continuously do the change, make the updates, fail forward. I know that's like a business term. That's the entrepreneurial side of me that, fail forward. They're not just coming up against a brick wall and saying, okay, well, we quit. They're not just coming up against a brick wall and only giving you bits and pieces of the conversation, but they're failing forward. Okay, this is what it was. This is what it looked like. This is why it didn't work. And this is what we're doing to change it. And hopefully it'll work better next time. And so we have to appreciate the fact that we're with a brand and a company that they see the value in failing forward. Okay, we got a question. How long does it usually take Dashboard to update after you resync with Amazon? Ehud, is that normally 48 hours?
Is it 48 hours for what exactly? I missed
How
that
long
line.
does it usually take Dashboard to update after you resync with your Amazon?
So it does take, it depends on the person and their browser and their extension and all that stuff. So we give it a day or two. Most people see it much faster, but because of the way it works and the way that it's so un obs, ob, what's the word? Intrusive. Yeah, it's like so not intrusive. It's just like, it's kind of a copy paste thing that copies your data and pastes it into Logie so you don't have to do it manually. Then, some people, they're being refreshed every few hours. And if they just installed it and it's not refreshing yet, then it's going to probably take, you know, another 4, 5, 6 hours. So we always say, wait a day or two before you can actually see the data. That's why some people see it in different times. By the way, we are pushing a new extension today, so people will it will either update it automatically. I'm waiting for Google to approve it because it's going through the Google approval right now. They're approving every new iteration of the extension we're doing to make sure that we adhere to the most um, the most demanding rules and regulations that Google put out there to keep the extension as safe and keeping everybody's privacy at the top of our concerns. So it's going through their approval, and hopefully it will be pushed today by them. So you'll be able to see a new extension. You might not see a lot of difference, but in the next few days, you will. What it actually does is it's going to provide us with your creator connection data and bounties and all the new updates from that Amazon introduced. So all of this will be aggregated to the Logie dashboard really soon. So we're super excited about that as well.
Good. I know that's usually my time frame. Is like I give it 2 days. Same thing, and that's a good rule of thumb. Even when there's changes to Amazon, is that we get changes rolled out. We don't know how they roll them out. Sometimes it's according to what level you're on. Sometimes I don't know. It may be according to your last name, your height. At this point, we don't know, but we know that changes don't all get rolled out at the same time. And so typically I say, okay, well, let me give it about 48 hours to see if I'm going to get this particular update or if it's not. And then after that 48 hours, I reach back out. Same thing with Logie. If you don't see that update within 48 hours, reach out. Say, hey, I resynced. I don't see, I didn't see any change. And, they reach back out to you pretty quickly. So definitely a great question. I'm thankful that you presented that because again, when people are looking at finding ways to maximize this particular program, yeah, if there's a glitch, we need to make sure that we're figuring out what that glitch is, sending it in so that way they can figure it out and see how we can get it fixed. Awesome. And Andrew gave a great feedback in as a response as well. Oh, we appreciate you, Andrew. All right. So last piece, and then again, if you have any other questions, you can go ahead and put those in the chat. We'll try to answer as many of them as possible. When it comes to the investments versus the returns, some products will be gifted to you as a sample, but not all. And so we talked about how to find what products are going to be best options for you when you are shopping for something in particular. A really great rule of thumb: go through the Logie products, put it in the search, and see if there's a brand that's already connected to Logie where you can purchase that product. You already needed the product, you purchase it, create a video, and it gives you access to being able to earn more of a commission through Logie. Now, again, that saves you from having to look at every single product that is available through the Logie platform. But it also allows you to go and look at a particular brand and say, oh, there may be some other things that I can get from this particular brand and I can do videos for because they're all connected to Logie. Again, it allows you to expand on the content that you are uploading, the content that you can create, but it also allows you to have a real life conversation with yourself and say, financially, what can I invest? So I know for me, I typically try to invest monthly with products. There's some products I purchase, and then there's some products that are sent to me as sample. A lot of products are sent as samples, but I know every month there's going to be an allotment of funds where I will go and purchase a product to create a video. And I may have brands that reach out and say, "Hey, we don't have the budget to be able to send samples." My response is, "Okay, well, once a month, I have some products that I purchase. I have an allotment of funds that I put aside to purchase some products depending on what they are. And I will come back and reevaluate if this is one of the products that I will purchase when I make the purchases for this month." Again, that's business. We're not, talking about, oh, but I really like your brand and you should really send it to, no. That's business. We handle business as we should. Whatever it is that you can invest into the business, have a clear understanding of that. And you don't have to waver if they say, oh, well, you can spend an extra. No. Understand what you have to invest and do that. That's one of the things as an influencer that is not talked about enough, because everybody just expects that all brands will send you a whole bunch of samples. I have some brands that send me every product that they have in their arsenal. I've had some brands send me like a big old box full of stuff. I've had some brands only send me one thing. And then when they saw the content I created, they sent me something else. It's going to vary from brand to brand. But you have to know what you stand on and what you have to offer besides whatever money that you get for the brand or for that particular campaign. We don't want to overextend ourselves financially. We don't want to overextend ourselves when it comes to our time. We don't want to overextend ourselves when it comes to the content that we're providing, because there will be some brands that want to give you a whole buku list of things that they want you to do for this one video that they want to give you $5 for. Understand, is it worth it? Sometimes it's not. There may be some times where it is. I've had some free products gifted to me that still sell. I've had some products that I purchased that didn't sell a thing. That's another reason why us being a part of the Logie brand and Logie company is really great, because we don't have to go back and forth with the actual brands, with them saying, okay, well, can you do it? Can you twist the camera this way? And can you only show your feet? This is not that type of video. We're not doing feet pics and feet videos over here with Logie. If that's what you do because you're doing something with feet, pedicures or something, I get it, understood. But you understand how there are some opportunities where they want you to jump through every hoop to be able to do this opportunity, even though it should be a mutual experience and a mutual opportunity. That part. That part. Come on. I just saw it in the comments. Ain't no free lunch. Brands are there to make money and want to know the value you bring to that effort. Exactly. You got to start there. Too many supposed influencers beg for free stuff. That part, and that's part of the reason why there's so many brands that are just, they'll throw out free stuff because you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. And woo, baby, they they received that slap across the face in the back end of it, because you had influencers that never posted content. They had influencers that posted content that never did anything. Even some of the bigger influencers. Like, don't think just because you're a micro influencer that, oh, I'm at a different level. No, there are micro influencers that do better than some of the major influencers, simply because it's about what you can convert, what kind of engagement you actually have with your followers or with those that you're connected to, that it's actually converting. Because remember, the likes are cute, but we also know that there's been influencers that have had multiple likes and followers and they couldn't sell anything. It happens more times than not. We see major influencers that'll go and talk about something and it'll crash and burn. Guess what? They want to see that they're going to make money on the end. At the end of the day, what's the conversion? Listen, it's definitely work. It's definitely work. It's a partnership, 100%. The same way it's a partnership with us working with Logie, it's a partnership with any brand that we are working with. It's a partnership when you work with other influencers. And that's a hard pill to swallow, because there are so many opportunities that you miss out by not collaborating with other influencers. People don't see the value in it. When I started as an entrepreneur, it was 2014, 2015, and reciprocity is a very valuable thing. Because when you get people in community, you have followers, that's one thing. But when you have other influencers that you're connected to, you share information. You're able to have somebody to vent to who understands what it is you're actually going through and what you're dealing with. But you also get insight. You get somebody that you can bounce ideas off of. But y'all can also come together. I'll give a very clear cut example. If you look at TikTok, there were a bunch of influencers that would go live on TikTok, and they were funny and they engaged, and they had a lot of followers. Well, guess what? A good number of those TikTokers came together and they did a whole comedy tour. So that's taking it from just doing videos on TikTok and social media to now we're doing real world, but we're bringing everybody together to be able to make it something bigger. And they were selling out. Something that they never probably thought they would have been able to do or was never on their bingo card, right? But something they never even thought about. The opportunities are astronomical, y'all. If you cannot understand how much people leave on the table because they don't believe in reciprocity, because they don't understand the value of community, because they don't know how to communicate what it is that they have to offer and what it is that they need or want. That puts so many influencers dead in the water on a day-to-day basis. It's way too much. You don't have to compare with anybody else. You don't have to fight with anybody else. You don't listen, even if you're doing the same exact brand. I'll give another example, a more personal example. I typically have my hair out natural. You see it in out natural twist, you see me in braids. I would get wig campaigns and have wig brands send me wigs. Now, typically one of my little sisters would wear the wigs, and she wore wigs, so it worked. Sometimes I would do videos with the wigs on. It worked. But I have another sister who she wears wigs, and signed her up for the influencer program, which she has been doing and been rocking out with it. But she did really great with wigs. So I said, well, I'll stop doing wig campaigns because I don't really wear wigs anyway. But I'm going to send the brands and vendors I was working with to you because it makes sense. That's not my wheelhouse. They sell, they convert, but it didn't work for me. It wasn't something that was a high priority for me. That's part of that reciprocity and that community is just because something can work for you does not mean that it's going to be the most valuable investment for you. Investment of your time, investment of your finances. Is it going to be the one that's going to give you the highest return on your investment? So many people are kind of, got a lot of people that are after anything. We're not after just anything over here. We want what's going to give us that high ROI, return on investment, when it comes to the content we're providing and the time that we're putting into this. So definitely. And I had no problems passing that off to her. I had no problems passing some other stuff off to other people because I understand what's my wheelhouse. I understand what works really well. Um, and I'm going all in on those things. Let's see. Did we have any other questions in the comments? Yes. Yeah, brands love it when, in the case you can't really provide the best value for them, but you're honest and suggest someone who can. Exactly. And that's how you build you build a reputation as an influencer. Like there are so many influencers that have a really sucky reputation when it comes to them working with brands. They don't communicate. They don't provide the results. They don't do the work. I mean, it's a lot. But when you can be honest and transparent with a brand or a vendor, if that's what you're working with, when you can be honest and transparent, it goes a long way. It definitely does. All right, I have talked y'all ears off. Were there any other questions? I think I got all the questions that were in the chat. I hope I did. I hope I did good for y'all today, y'all. I hope I did. Ehud, did you have anything that you would like to add?
I need to unmute myself in order to answer. No, that was so good. And yes, I think the only thing I need to add is that just wow, so many amazing things are coming. Like we're working on some really, really powerful things that are taking a little bit longer to build, um, but it's just coming up really soon. And like just the advancement in everything that is machine learning and AI allows us to do these crazy things that will very soon put every Logie creator in such an edge on everybody else, just because you will just have access to this really brilliant mind behind your account that will just know so much better how to handle everything for you, so you don't need to think too much, and just create great content. And even the content is being, those amazing briefs that I shared, I think it was last week or a couple of weeks ago, that we're working on, that are so powerful and unlike anything else on this world right now. The ability to, generate a unique brief that is unique for that specific product and variation, connected to a specific creator with their history and tone of voice. Brilliant things are that we're working on. So I'm just like working so hard, but just so excited about what's coming soon. And in a couple of weeks, we have a big conference, Amazon conference, that we're going to be kind of launching Logie for a lot of new brands. So I really think that you will be getting a lot of new matches from plenty of new brands. And I do want to make sure that you guys are, remembering that you have 14 days to create great content. We will be helping you create that great content. The sooner you do a good content, the better the AI algorithm learns that you are the right person to reach out to with new matches. So you do want to make sure that you're creating good content, multiple contents, not just one. It's always good, because we're working on like our new, we call it machine learning 2.0, because it's like the new version of our machine learning that is taking so much new data that we collected, and a lot of it is your own ability to create good content that converts, and that's how we're matching new products. And you'll see, it's just like I see how some of our creators are just keep on growing and growing, with more and more creators making thousands of dollars on Logie every single month, and some of them actually hitting the 5 figures on certain months. So pretty exciting news. 2025 is going to be crazy. We're going to be giving so much money to influencers. So I just need everybody to be with us, send us the, bug so we can fix it. And it's going to be amazing. Altovise, it's going to be just amazing.
Good. We definitely appreciate you guys. And again, if you come across something, put it into the group, the Logie group on Facebook. Definitely go ahead, reach out. If you have an issue, go ahead, reach out either in the group. You can reach out to the team on the website. And like I said, they do message you, email you in order to kind of get that resolved as soon as possible. But give them grace, give them time. Depending on what it is, it may be something that, is out of their wheelhouse. Ooh, that part. And it may take them a little bit longer depending on what it is. So just give them that little bit of extra time so they can go ahead and kind of work things out and then be able to present to you a better option. That part, we appreciate that. So with that being said, y'all, we are done. Look at us finishing early.
Early, 3
Yeah,
minutes
don't
early.
get
It's
used to it.
perfect. It's perfect timing.
Just wait for me to start talking.
Oh, that's funny. True.
Like, don't get used to it, because y'all know we never finish early.
Okay, amazing, guys. So we'll see you next week, and keep up the amazing, amazing work that you're doing. Keep it up.
Good.